There's a question I ask financial planners about pricing, and it goes something like this. If you were selling a widget to your clients and you bought that widget for $1,000 from somebody else, how much would you sell that widget to your clients for? Some planners answer me and say, well, $1,000. Some would say $2,000. Some might say $10,000. And the way they answer this question is quite interesting. Because when you're selling a physical product, it's actually quite easy to look at the cost of selling that product and then work out how much more do I need to charge to cover my own costs, but also to give me the desired profit margin that I want for running a business. When it comes to running a financial planning business, which essentially is a service business, your costs are slightly different. There is no physical product that you're selling. You're not buying a widget for $1,000 and then selling it to a client. You're selling your advice and the value in that advice. In a service business, the highest cost generally is salaries. And for most financial planning businesses, those salaries are covered by the aggregate of all the income that you're receiving from your clients. In a lot of cases, there's a fair degree of recurring revenue that you're receiving from your clients, as well as new business revenue, whatever you are actually charging clients. But most financial planners that I speak with don't really have a strong idea of what it actually does cost them to provide advice. When they charge for a statement of advice, generally it's more around what they feel confident charging or what they think the client may agree to, as opposed to understanding the true costs of what it does cost them to provide that advice. Our industry is moving into a time where the subsidisation model, where client A, B, C and D subsidise client E because they're the one that's come in at this point in time and want advice, that model's over. And going forward, in a sustainable financial planning business, every client needs to stand on their own 2 feet. And the transactions you do for each client need to be profitable for your business. There is nothing wrong with making a profit in your business. Let me say that again. There is nothing wrong with making a profit in your business. Your clients want you to still be in business in 6 months' time, in 6 years' time, in 10 years' time. There is absolutely no point running a business and not understanding what your true costs are and not charging your clients enough for the advice that you provide. Interesting enough, when I speak with advisors who have gone down the path of costing out what it truly costs to provide advice to clients, they all tell me that having done that exercise, it gave them a lot more confidence to sell their fee to the client, because they knew this bit of advice has cost me or my business $4,000 to provide, and with a profit margin on top, it's going to cost us around $5,000. So I am more confident now telling the client this advice is going to cost you $5,000 because I understand where that figure has come from. In the past, I didn't get where that figure had come from, so I would undercharge because I really had no idea what it would cost me. They're the sorts of things that advisors are telling me when they've gone down the path of actually understanding their costs. Now, this doesn't have to be a massive exercise where you sit with a stopwatch and break everything down into 6-minute increments and figure out what it costs. But the reality is pretty much every financial advisor that I speak with in my travels will admit to me that they are not charging their clients enough for the advice and the value that they provide. So I encourage you to have a think about how you're charging your clients, work out how to get an idea of what your costs are, and start to charge more appropriately for the value that you're providing. Remember, the value is not in the statement of advice. The value is in the information, the advice that you provide, which is based on your knowledge and your expertise. And that is worth a lot of money if you're helping somebody create a better financial future. I'd love your thoughts and comments. How do you charge your clients? What have been your struggles in terms of charging fees? For those of you that have come through this process and have costed things out and have a very defined fee structure, what were the benefits for you? How did you find it in your business? Has it been worthwhile? I'd love your comments. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching.